Kumar, Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today you are in the machine shop.
Next operation is thread cutting operation. We are doing the right hand thread cutting operation. There are two types of thread cutting, right hand thread cutting and left hand thread cutting. So now today let us understand how to do the right hand thread cutting operation. You can observe the profile, it is a right hand threads. So we have understood the difference between left hand thread and right hand thread in the machine drawing class. Let us go to the preamble of this thread cutting. In order to do the thread cutting operation, the tool has to move by one pitch for one rotation of the workpiece. That cannot be done manually. For that, we need to engage the lead screw. Students, please observe here. This is called as a lead screw. The lead screw will automatically move the carriage by one pitch for one rotation of the spindle. For one rotation of the spindle, the tool has to move by one pitch. Pitch is the consecutive distance from one point of the thread to the next consecutive point on the same thread. So we have to set the pitch. Let us take the pitch. First we have to set the required pitch. In our case, we have selected 2.5 as the pitch. Please observe there is a green color, 2.5 mm. 2.5 mm is the pitch. Now we will make the arrangements. You have to set the levers in the required position. For 2.5, let us see the chart. A and C have to be engaged. So A and C has been engaged. It's already in the position of A and C has been engaged. Next is, you can observe there after A and C, you can see there the required number 2.5. 2.5 above that it is the number is 4. If 4 has to be arranged. So let us fix it to the point of 4. After rotating this, we have the 4 engaged. Now then we have to understand whether it is auto feed or thread cutting. So thread cutting lever has to be fixed. You can observe there the arrow mark is towards thread cutting. The instructor has been set now to the thread position. So please understand, this is very important to set the pitch to the required. Whatever the pitch given to you, see the chart and make the corresponding arrangements. Whatever is to be lever positions, please take care before you start the thread cutting operation. Further, we have to reduce the RPM. How the RPM has to be? For thread cutting, the RPM should be very, very low. So we have selected 90 RPM. For that, let us make the arrangements. So for 90 RPM, it has to be engaged in the A as well as E. So please see there, the instructor has been setting the levers for A and E. So please understand, we have selected these two, A and E. Next, I have told you which type of thread it is, right hand thread. For right hand thread, the corresponding engagement of the lever has to be done. So please remember, first you have to set the pitch, next you have to set the required RPM, and next you have to select the required type of thread, whether it is right hand thread or left hand thread. Further, we have the thread cutting engage lever. This we will operate when the thread cutting operation is being performed. Please remember, these are the preliminary steps to be performed before starting the thread cutting operation. So we are doing right hand thread 2.5 mm pitch. Let us understand how we will work on the lathe for the given thread right hand thread cutting operation. Let us begin the operation. So tailstock has been adjusted because it has to be, the workpiece has to be supported in both the ends, live center as well as dead center. Now you can adjust, you can see how the clamping, the tailstock has to be clamped to the bed, it should not move further. The hand wheel will be locked. After hand wheel is locked, the position of the spindle has to be locked by using the spindle locking lever. And now the cross slide and carriage movement has been, first the depth of cut is made 0 and further the depth of cut will be adjusted by the required depth of cut. So it is around 1 to 1.5 mm depth of cut is being maintained. So per rotation, whenever for one moment you have to give around 0.2 to 0.25 maximum. Please observe, students, then it is a very, very important operation. Thread cutting operation, you have to be extremely cautious while working with the lathe because it is an auto feed, auto engage. You can see there, as we engage the thread cutting lever, the cross slide, the carriage is moving automatically. You have to use extreme care to see that the cross slide is stopped or the carriage is stopped before it comes towards the headstock. The instructor has been, now we have to turn it clockwise so that it moves away. Both are done automatically. So this is very, very important. You have to be extremely cautious and use your presence of mind to operate the lathe according to the position. So clockwise, anti-clockwise by using the power control lever. You can observe here it is anti-clockwise initially and then clockwise. So the threads have been started. As I told you, for one rotation of the workpiece, the tool has to move by one pitch. This synchronization movement is done with the help of thread cutting engaged lever. Now it has to move back. So now we are going in clockwise direction. So this cannot be done manually. It has to be done only by thread cutting engaged lever. That is, the lead screw is an important member which makes the connection between the spindle rotation and the carriage movement. This is a thread cutting operation progress. You can observe there the thread profile is already been achieved on the workpiece. You can observe the thread marks. So extreme care has to be taken to switch off and switch on according to the when the carriage reaches the required position. You have to be extremely alert while working on the thread cutting operation. You can use oil for better finish. Since it is an MS material, we do not use oil. It is softer material. You can observe there the depth of cut should be kept as minimum as possible to slowly do the thread cutting operation so that you can get the good surface finish. Now the thread cutting has been achieved by this operation is called as thread cutting operation. Thank you.